We are here with Jennifer Michaels of Western Colorado, who was just named the RMAC Women's Coach of the Year. First of all, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for
Uh,
having
this
me.
was this was your program's 8th conference title and the first since 2011. What does that mean to you and your program?
It means a lot to the program, to the university, to the alumni. It's always something that we aim for, and obviously it does not come easy in our conference. So what we had hoped for was to do our best, and initially we were just grateful to be able to compete the season period. So when we got to the meet, our approach was, this is the RMAC Championships as normal, which means it may look a little different, but we're going to line up against great competition, and we're going to treat it like every other RMAC Championships, and make sure we don't take that for granted.
With the course being 3 2K loops, what was the strategy going into the race?
We knew that it was a good course. We knew that we'd have to get into good position because it was very narrow. And but really, we didn't overanalyze what the strategy was going to be. The women, I just wanted them to focus on racing and running well together, and taking advantage of the race competition, and they did that well. Now, when we got to midway through the race, I quickly reevaluated our strategy of just competing, because they were doing that and handling it extremely well. And so even that second lap, midway through, I got in the backstretch and told them, keep doing what we're doing. We're going to win this, which wasn't necessarily the strategy. The strategy was just to compete and get out well, and go for it. And once they had accomplished that midway through, I could see in their faces that they were excited and up for the challenge. And so they executed it very well.
Awesome. Yeah, and you talked a little bit about the pack running. You had 6 runners in the top 20. Can you talk about the depth of your team?
That isn't something that we necessarily knew right away that they were going to be able to do that. We had a couple women that were in our national team last year that had been banged up over the summer and weren't really ready to go for most of the season until the last couple weeks. So last year we had to rely extremely on our pack running, and the national meet, it was 20 seconds between our 1 and 6, 1 and 7. So of course, we would like to be able to continue that, but we hadn't been able to do that this year, with a couple people being out and a couple new people, with some redshirt freshmen that hadn't been up there in previous seasons. And so, but like I said, when they got out into good position, they could see each other and eye each other, and they started working together and really stringing each other along so that they could continue working together. So, they really executed that. We always want to work on our pack, but it hadn't really come together until Saturday. So that was exciting to see.
You talked a little bit about just some of the injuries, red shirts, and all that. And then on top of that, of course, just with everything going on, how were you able to keep the team motivated this year through the summer and fall?
It was a challenge, as it is for everybody, when we were at the national meet and indoors, and we had to tell everyone that we were going home. That was really devastating. Now we were able to bring back everyone for their fourth or fifth year, or this fall. But after losing the spring, Coach Grassmick and I, we would have weekly meetings with our athletes all spring, and then in the summer it was every couple weeks, just trying to do Zoom meetings and keep each other in contact, and trying to find different ways to be creative. The captains would get involved and lead a call and talk about different things going on in their lives, or different strategies towards training in the summer. but we actually had a really good number of students, student athletes here for the men and the women over the summer. With it being a bigger summer and a bigger summer to build up, I think some of the young people went home in March and April and realized, a month or 2 months at home was probably enough. And so we had a big group here in the summer, which you always like to see. So they were doing an excellent job training together. And our strategy was, we are going to do whatever we can, the best that we can. And if we're able to race, obviously we were very disappointed and to lose the national season, but our athletes took it with stride, and I really didn't see anything besides just some reevaluating of some goals. But so we quickly spent time together when we were able to report to campus together, as far as meeting up and saying that, we're going to take 2 weeks at a time. We're going to get back together to campus, we're going to train, we're going to do our time trial, and then we're going to be able to, if we can continue, we had to get permission and go through quite a bit to get our home meet cleared. And so every small step has been a small victory. And so I think just breaking it up that way instead of thinking big picture has benefited our team with being able to not get overstressed, as well as worry too much about the end of the season, and take advantage of any racing opportunity that we had. And I credit our administration for supporting us, along with parents, obviously, for letting their student athletes come back to Western, across the board. The RMAC for supporting our student athletes, and we talked a lot about that with our team, saying that we have support from Western, we have support from the RMAC. There's a lot of students out there that are home, they're doing everything online, they're not able to train, let alone race together. So I think there was a lot of gratitude in appreciating the opportunities that many others don't have.
That's good. Yeah, take it just little by little, and having that team there in the summer really makes it more of a family and getting closer together. So that's great to hear. With your rich history, both as a student athlete and a coach at Western Colorado, what does it mean to you to be a Mountaineer?
Yes, I've been a Mountaineer more than I have not in my life. So it is in my blood, and it's a part of my family. And so that's something that I don't take lightly. And when we lost the spring, I said that's the first time for me personally I haven't had track and field since I was in middle school. And so it all of us had some time to reflect on what the sport means to us, and what it means to us to be able to be with our athletes and our teammates. And so the summer was a lot of challenge to try to figure out how do we get back to whatever the new normal was going to be. And so I am very blessed to be able to be a part of a program and that has a strong tradition and a strong history and a great support with valuing track and cross country. To be a Mountaineer is not an easy accomplishment, meaning that we live in high altitude. It is challenging weather depending on the time of the year, but like everyone in Colorado, we love the change of seasons. And so, it is a special place to live, and it's a special place to train. And so, just this last week, just going into the conference, I was updating alumni that we are going to have a conference championship. And there's a lot of alumni emailing back, and, athletes that recently graduated came out to the course to support. And so it is a special program, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
It's great to hear. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, this is, it's always great to be able to receive an award like this. And so it's appreciated, but it's definitely the athletes did the work. Like I said, I gave them very little race strategy beyond getting out and running well together, and they executed it. So I'm definitely proud of both programs, but the women just ran well. But we're just looking forward to being able to hopefully continue for the next few weeks.
Awesome. Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.